What if I told you that the life you dream of is already within your reach? That the only thing standing in your way isn't money, time, or luck. It's the way you think. Most people are chasing success with the wrong mindset, wondering why they never get ahead, why things never change. But the truth, success starts in the mind long before it shows up in your life. If you're ready to stop surviving and start building the life you deserve, then listen closely, because this might just be the wake-up call you need. Most people believe that thinking just happens on its own. They wake up, go about their day, respond to situations, and assume that's all there is to it. But real thinking, the kind that leads to meaningful success, is a skill. And like any skill, it needs to be practiced and developed over time. I remember when I thought I had everything figured out. I was working hard, yet making little progress. One day, Mr. Shea asked me, how often do you actually sit down to think? Not to react or stress, but to think intentionally and deeply. The truth? I wasn't doing that at all. I was too caught up in the same routine, hoping for new results while repeating the same actions. Successful people, great thinkers, make time to think. They ask better questions like, how can I solve this issue? What opportunity might I be overlooking? What can I do today to improve tomorrow? When you train your mind to think critically, creatively, and strategically, you start recognizing solutions where others only see problems. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start small, even 10 minutes a day. Write your thoughts down. Question your beliefs. Broaden your view by reading and learning from others, because the better you think, the better your life becomes. And if you don't take charge of your thoughts, someone else will. If you want to move beyond average, shift your focus from getting to giving. I'll never forget when my mentor asked, how many lives are better because you're in them? That question struck a chord. Until then, I was only thinking about my own problems, my financial stress, my setbacks. But he helped me see that true success, wealth, and fulfillment come from helping others. Think of the most successful businesses. They thrive because they serve. They exist to solve problems. A struggling salesperson asks, how can I make more money? But a successful one asks, how can I serve more people? That change in mindset changes everything. Once you begin asking, how can I create value for others? You'll notice new opportunities showing up everywhere. The more people you help, the more doors open, whether in business, leadership, or personal growth. The principle remains the same. Your impact drives your outcomes. If you truly want to rise above average, start thinking about how your work, your skills, and your knowledge can improve someone else's life. The more you give, the more you grow. In the end, your success won't be defined by what you've collected, but by the impact you've had. Most people want success fast. They want wealth without patience, rewards without effort. But true success doesn't work that way. If your focus is only on today, you'll keep reliving today's struggles. The key? Learn to think long term. I remember a time when I was facing serious financial difficulties. I kept hoping for quick fixes, higher income, better chances, an easier route. But then my mentor shared something that completely shifted my thinking. He said, don't just ask what pays you now, ask what will pay you for life. That perspective changed everything. Short-term thinking says, I need money right now. Long-term thinking asks, what skills can I build that will keep me valuable over time? Short-term thinking says, I don't have time to read. Long-term thinking says, if I stop learning, I'll stay where I am. Those who achieve wealth, success, and lasting impact, they plant seeds today that will grow into abundance tomorrow. They invest in knowledge, build strong relationships, and develop habits that support a future filled with possibility. While the average person may live paycheck to paycheck, those who think ahead create lives of financial and personal freedom. So don't just think about what's convenient now, think about what will shape an extraordinary future. There are two types of people in the world, those who solve problems and those who dwell on them. And the line between success and failure lies right there. I once worked with someone who always had a reason for why things weren't going right. When sales dropped, he blamed the economy. When his health declined, he pointed to his genes. When progress stalled, he blamed management. He spent all his energy explaining the problems, but never once asked, what can I do to change this? Now let's look at another man. Same company, same struggles, but a completely different mindset. When sales went down, he asked, how can I attract more clients? When his health suffered, he asked, what daily habits can I improve? When challenges arose, he rose with them. Problem dwellers focus on what's wrong, what's unfair, and what's blocking them. Problem solvers focus on what's possible. They ask, what is within my control? And that's the real key. Life will always present challenges, unexpected expenses, tough bosses, failed plans, but how you handle those challenges is what shapes your future. You can sit and complain, or you can choose to act. And it's the people who take action who move forward, while those who don't stay exactly where they are. Most people use what if thinking in the wrong way. What if I fail? What if others judge me? What if it doesn't work? These questions keep them frozen, stuck in fear and hesitation. But what if you turn that around? I remember when I was just starting out, unsure of what lay ahead, I could have asked myself, what if I never make it? Instead, I asked, what if I could double my income in the next 5 years? That one shift changed everything. The right what-if questions open up new possibilities. What if I could learn a skill that made me irreplaceable? What if I could build something lasting, something that generates wealth for years? What if my best days are still ahead of me? These questions stretch your thinking. They push you to explore, to take smart risks, and to keep moving forward. If fear guides your thinking, you'll stay small, but if vision guides your questions, you'll begin to see opportunities you never imagined. And once you begin acting on those possibilities, everything starts to change. If you want to expand your thinking, you must first expand your mind. And there's no better way to do that than through reading and learning. Someone once asked, what's the first step to changing your life? My answer, change what you feed your mind. I still remember when I decided to take success seriously. My mentor told me, go get a library card. At first, I didn't get it. A library card? What did that have to do with earning money? But he understood something I didn't. Wealth begins in the mind. He said, read the right books and you'll begin to think the right thoughts. He was right. As I started reading, my entire outlook shifted. I dove into topics like success, leadership, business, and personal finance. Those books reshaped how I viewed the world. They introduced me to new ideas, powerful strategies, and future possibilities I'd never considered. The average person might read 1 or 2 books a year, but successful people, they read consistently because they understand this. Knowledge is power. A single book can teach you what took someone decades to learn. A single idea from a book can change your financial future. If you want to expand your thinking, start by reading. Fill your mind with knowledge, and soon you'll begin noticing opportunities you never saw before. That's how transformation begins. Most people look at success and assume it's meant for someone else. They see wealthy individuals, top performers and leaders, and believe those people had better opportunities, a stronger background, better connections, more natural talent. But here's the truth. Every successful person started where you are now. The difference? At some point they asked themselves a powerful question. Why not me? I remember working a regular job, earning very little, watching others succeed. I thought success was meant for them, not for someone like me. But then I met someone who challenged that mindset. He asked, do they have 2 brains, 4 arms, some secret you can't develop? Of course not. The only real difference was in how they thought. They believed they could succeed, so they did. And that's the belief you need. If someone else built a successful business, why not you? If someone else became a leader or made a meaningful impact, why not you? You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect. To move forward in life, you need 3 things: belief, action, and persistence. The moment you stop making excuses and start asking, why not me, you unlock the door to a new future. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the mindset you choose today. Who you spend your time with shapes how you think. It's unavoidable. If you're surrounded by people who complain, make excuses, and focus only on problems, you'll start doing the same. But if you're around people who challenge you, inspire you, and encourage growth, your mindset will begin to shift in powerful ways. I learned this early in my journey. There was a time when my closest friends weren't helping me grow. Our conversations were always the same, about the weather, how unfair life was, and why success seemed out of reach. But then I started spending time with people who thought differently. They looked for opportunities. They focused on solutions. They discussed ideas instead of excuses. And suddenly my own thinking changed. Successful people think differently because they surround themselves with different people. They find mentors. They read from great minds. They have conversations that stretch their perspective. If you're the smartest one in the room, it's time to find a new room. If your friends aren't talking about personal growth, success, or new possibilities, start adding new voices to your circle. Because your future is being shaped by the people you think with today. Choose wisely. And don't forget this, the way you speak to yourself determines the life you create. Most people don't even realize they're stuck in a loop of negative self-talk. They say things like, I'm not smart enough. I'll never earn that kind of money. I always mess things up. Over time, those words shape their reality. If you keep telling yourself that success is out of reach, you'll make sure it stays that way. But here's the truth. Your mind is like a factory. It's always producing thoughts. And if you don't control that production, it'll start creating doubt, fear, and failure. I used to struggle with this too. I'd catch myself thinking, maybe I'm just not meant to succeed. And sure enough, my results showed it. But one day I realized something. If I could talk myself into failure, I could also talk myself into success. So I changed the narrative. Instead of saying I can't, I asked, how can I? Instead of thinking I'm not good enough, I told myself, I'm learning and growing every day. And slowly everything shifted. So pay attention to your inner voice. Your words are seeds, and what you plant is what you grow. Speak to yourself like someone who believes in your future. Because success isn't just about working hard. It's about thinking smart. A lot of people stay busy but never move forward because they aren't thinking strategically. They're always reacting instead of planning. They're chasing what's in front of them instead of building what's ahead. The ones who succeed, they think long term. They anticipate challenges. They plan their moves. I remember early in my career, working long hours, barely getting by. Then someone asked me, what's your long-term plan? I didn't have one. I was just trying to get through the day. That's where most people stay, stuck in survival mode. But real change begins when you start thinking years ahead. Ask yourself, where do I want to be in 5 years? What skills will help me get there? Who can I learn from? Successful people don't just hope for a better future, they design one. Without a plan, you're at the mercy of circumstances. But with strategic thinking, you create direction, you build momentum, you make success a matter of when, not if. And now here we are, not at the end, but at the beginning of a new mindset. Because if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Your thoughts shape your life. The difference between success and struggle, progress and frustration, it all starts in your mind. Most people drift through life reacting to whatever comes, but the successful take control. They sharpen their thinking like a craftsman sharpens his tools. So now I ask you, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you let it inspire you for a moment, then forget it? Or will you act on it? Start now. Challenge your thoughts. Watch how you speak to yourself. Surround yourself with people who expand your vision. Read books that stretch your mind. Plan your future with purpose. And most importantly, don't just think, act. Because thinking alone won't change your life. But thinking combined with action, that's how transformation happens. If this message brought you value, share it with someone who needs it. And if you're ready to take the next step, commit to making this the moment you change your mindset forever. Because the future isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. You don't need to have it all figured out to take the first step. You just need the courage to believe that change is possible. Speak success into your life, plan like your dreams depend on it, and act like failure is not an option. Don't wait for permission, don't wait for the perfect time. The time is now. The power is in your hands, and the future, it's not something you stumble into, it's something you create.